In this video, I'm going to cover the skills that you need to solve question number 3 off your check of understanding. So I'm on page 29, and we're going to take a look at question 3 using the zero product property. So I need to recognize here this is a binomial, so I'm going to check for a greatest common factor. 1, anytime I have a coefficient of 1, there is no numeric greatest common factor. This has an x, this does not. So that's out. So this has to be the difference of two perfect squares. So I'm going to take the square root of x squared, which is x to the first. The square root of 9 is 3. So that's going to factor into x plus 3 times x minus 3 equals 0. Using the zero product property, that tells me x plus 3 is equal to 0 or x minus 3 is equal to 0. And if I solve this by subtracting 3, if I solve this by adding 3, I get x is equal to negative 3 or x is equal to positive 3. All right, well, I'm going to ask you to add this next one in on this page. 4x squared minus 64 equals 0. So looking for greatest common factor. 64 is divisible by 4, as is 4. Because this is an equation, that's why I'm also dividing the 0 by 4. They do not share an x, so that's it. So this is just going to become x squared minus 16 equals 0. Because this is an equation, I do not need to write the 4 in the outside of the parentheses. Now I have the difference of two perfect squares again. The square root of x squared is x to the first. The square root of 16 is 4. So my factors are x plus 4 times x minus 4. According to the zero product property, that means either x plus 4 is equal to 0 or x minus 4 is equal to 0. So I'm going to end up with x equals negative 4 and x equals positive 4. So both of these questions involve factoring the difference of perfect squares, which we did last week, or actually 2 weeks ago. So if you need to, go back and look a couple weeks ago, or you can just use these two questions on page 29, question 3, and this question that I made up here. And you're going to use this process, and you're going to work on your check of understanding, the yellow sheet of paper. You're going to do question 3 off of your check of understanding right now. So pause the video if you need to rewatch it while you're doing the check of understanding, that's fine. But complete check of understanding question number 3, and then come back to part 3 of this lesson.